Hey guys, welcome to the Sims 4 7 Deadly Sins Cast Challenge. So, thank you so much for the positive feedback on my Zodiac Cast Challenge. It honestly means the world to me. You guys will never understand how much I love seeing your comments. By the way, this is not a religion thing. It originally did stem from religion, but I just did the 7 Deadly Sins, not because I'm religious, but just because they're cool, and who didn't like the anime, right? So I've decided to take a small one-episode break from the Zodiac Cast Challenge to dive into the 7 Deadly Sins. And this will only be 2 parts. The first 3 sins will be in this video, and then I'll post another video sometime in the next few weeks of part 2. So check that one out too when it comes out. In this video though, I am tackling Pride, Greed, and Wrath. And then next video, the other 4, which are Lust, Gluttony, Envy, and another one. My memory sucks. You're gonna have to get used to that. So, right now I am working on Pride, and what can I say? She's gorgeous. I love her. So, originally, because Pride was said to be the original and most deadly of sins, I decided red, because red is universally known as the most evil color. So I was like, Pride, red, perfect. So originally you see me put red on everything because I really like creating Sims around a color and around a theme that way, because it just makes Sim creation much easier. So she's got red eyes, red lipstick, and then she'll have a red outfit. But then you'll see sometime in the video that I'll actually switch that to purple, because I found a source for the colors a little bit after I started creating her. So, and it said that Pride was very purple. So I'll switch the red eyes and red outfit to purple to fit that better. So, a little about Pride. Pride is basically about putting your own wants and desires and whims above the welfare of others. And it's like irrationally believing that you're superior to those around you. And refusing to admit when you're in the wrong, or you're not doing the right thing. You'll refuse to admit that with Pride. And like I said earlier, it is considered the first and most deadly of sins, which surprises me because you'd think wrath. Wrath is anger and hatred and all bad stuff. But it kind of makes sense the more I thought about it, because Pride is kind of the originator of all the sins, because a lot of wrath, greed, it all stems back to one's own pride, right? So I really wanted her to have this kind of elegant look. I wanted her to kind of be like those very rich, pompous women of the world, and also just with a hint of Karen in her. So that's kind of the theme I went with. So I really do like this skirt that she's wearing, like that long fitted skirt. Kind of reminds me of the what decade is that? I'm very uncultured and not at all good at history or fashion history, but the 20s, 30s, 40s, sometime in the 90s. Not the 90s, what? The 1900s. Oh my god. Sorry, don't hate me because I'm stupid. So, I liked her features because they were very almost harsh features, but at the same time kind of elegant and gorgeous, and she just, yeah, I really liked her, but it was hard to find the line between that rich, superior look I wanted for her and then greed, because I wanted them to look completely different. So I wanted that super glamorous look, but at the same time didn't want to stem too far away from pride and move into greed. So I chose self-assured, obviously, for pride, and self-centered, and then insensitive because they don't care about others, and then leader of the pack for the aspiration. So moving on, now we are doing greed, and greed is all about, it's a sin of desire, right? You really are in pursuit of material possessions. So that's less about like wanting everything, as is, sorry, I just banged my table. My elbow hurts now. It's kind of, God, I completely lost my train of thought. It's more about the material wealth of things than the just all around desire for things, because that's also envy and that's also lust. So greed is just more specifically material. And it's really bad because a lot of the time greed is about gaining stuff in ways of violence or trickery or manipulation. You'll just see me changing the stuff to purple as on pride there. Sorry, back to greed. Yeah, so it's very, I lost my train of thought again. God, I cannot form words. English is hard sometimes, guys. It really is. I actually really liked how greed turned out, because greed is represented by yellow, and I thought the darker skin and then yellow with like blonde hair, I thought it was a really pretty look for her, and I really enjoyed it. And I found these like siren eyes, which I thought looked super cool, because it's almost like otherworldly, which kind of makes sense for the 7 deadly sins, because I wanted them to look kind of out of place almost. I didn't want them to look super like modern and like you just see them walking across the street. Like, I felt like that was a bit off for the 7 deadly sins, so I just went with like a elegant and almost supernatural kind of look for them. And that's why I gave them those siren eyes, because I thought that just embodied that perfectly. And that's why you also see a lot of them wearing very formal outfits, like this dress, which just looked absolutely gorgeous on her. I honestly loved how Greed turned out. She's probably my favorite. Being honest, yeah, just gave her some rings and jewelry, made sure she looked like she was obsessed with wealth. Yeah, that super glamorous necklace and the rings, and just trying some things out. I just named them Greed and Pride and Wrath because I was lazy, so I didn't feel like actually coming up with a name. I will in future, maybe, kind of. I don't like coming up with names. And I made her materialistic because, duh. Mansion Baron for her aspiration. And Snob because, yeah. And then, what was the other one? Mischievous? That's a custom trait of mine, just because of the whole gaining stuff through violence, trickery, and manipulation side of things. Moving on, we have Wrath. And I tried to give her these eyes from Obscurus, but I don't know, they weren't working out so well. I liked how they looked, but then the lashes I used conflicted with them, so then I switched those out eventually. But about Wrath, it's about, well, it's definitely about the anger and wanting to inflict pain on others, wanting to, like, wishing ill will to other people. And so it manifests itself in impatience, in revenge, and also in self-destructive behaviors. Which, I mean, it makes sense, but that's probably not the first thing that came to my mind when thinking about Wrath. I just gave her these cuts and scrapes and stuff just because I was like, well, Wrath is all about fighting and anger, so might as well make it look like she was in a few fights there. So I feel like I just wanted to make her look as angry as possible, but also, like, she doesn't care too much, so that's why she's not really wearing much makeup. And she's actually kind of different from a lot of the Sims I create, because Sims I create, I use a lot of, like, blush and make them look super cute with, like, red blush and freckles and all that. But for her, I couldn't really do any of that because that makes her look too cutesy, and I don't want her to look cute. I need her to look like she is going to destroy your life if you interacted with her. Yeah, and I had a tendency with the Sim to pick an option, like the very first one, go through every other piece of CC I had just to wind up back with the original outfit or hair that I chose to begin with. That happens so much with Wrath, I don't even know why. But yeah, I went through so many hairs with her just to go back to that one I had her earlier. Yeah, I liked how Wrath turned out. I feel like she definitely, I feel like, fit the part the best. She looked like Wrath, and I really liked that leather top, but of course I went with every other outfit choice before just eventually going back to that top. Happens so much. Trying out dresses, just felt like nothing was right there. Yeah, all these pajamas. You'll see me go through a lot of things that make no sense for her to wear, and that's just because I'm just checking things out, because it's been a while since I've used some of this stuff, so it's nice just getting a refresher on what they look like. And yeah, I eventually just go back to the same top. But yeah, Wrath. I would have thought that Wrath was the most deadly of sins, but Pride, which I understand that. I actually really like this top that she's wearing right now. I mean, but I didn't want her to look like Lust, because I feel like Lust would wear a lot, show a lot more skin and have all that going on. And yeah, those pants, they kind of worked well. I like the red in them because Wrath is obviously red. And that's why her hair's red and her pants are red and everything's red. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about the roses side of things, but I liked the red and black, so that's why I went with those jeans there. Yeah, I like the leather jacket look on her, but like I said, I wanted them to look otherworldly, so I didn't really want to go with just a leather jacket because I felt like that was just too modern and normal. So then soon, maybe, there we go, I went with that top, and it's doing weird things to the pants, like it makes them like shiny at the top, but we're just gonna ignore that. Alright, can you please just ignore it? I liked the top, okay? So just ignore it. And then I just gave her like the hand binding thing from University Life, because is it University Life? Yeah, anyway, from University, because I don't know, I feel like you should have that if you're going to be in a lot of fights. And for some reason she's the only one I gave nails to. I just felt like she needed more accessories because, yeah, so I just gave her a choker and then nail polish and stuff. And then, yeah, she was done. I gave her the Public Enemy one, obviously, and evil, hot-headed, and I think mean, maybe? Yeah, mean. Pretty self-explanatory. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me which one was your favorite. And also stay tuned for the next part of this. And thank you so much for watching. Please do all that stuff so that I can have a job where I don't have to interact with human beings. Alright,